Hi guys, I'm the Raw Gamer and this is a Minecraft mod showcase. So today we're looking at the Herblore 1.64 mod. If you know a lot about Minecraft you could probably get it to work on more modern versions, but today I'm playing on 1.64. So the Herblore mod allows you to grow and utilise in many different ways tobacco and marijuana, weed, whatever you want to call it. So this mod adds a lot of new things, so the way I'm going to do the video is instead of showing you how to craft each thing, I'm just going to show you their functions, and then in the description of this video is a link to a image of all the crafting recipes so you can then make them yourself. So to start off with, the game adds at its purest function Toke Seeds and tobacco seeds. So that is what a tobacco plant looks like when it's just been planted, and that is what a toke plant looks like when it's just been planted. And then down here are the respective plants when they are fully grown. So a fully grown tobacco plant and a fully grown hemp plant. So you destroy them exactly like you would with wheat in normal Minecraft game, and they give you different things. So the tobacco plant will give you two things: tobacco leaves, which look like this, and tobacco seeds to replant the plant. The toke plant or marijuana plant will give you there's three possible things it can give you: hemp, which can be turned into hemp paper to roll joints with; toke bud, which you dry and grind up to then smoke; and toke seeds, which allow you to replant it. So we'll start off with tobacco because there's not as much you can do with tobacco. Tobacco can be smoked in three different ways, a cigarette, a cigar, and through a pipe. So you need ground tobacco, obviously. To smoke it in a joint you need a crafting table. So once you've got your crafting table, you're going to want to get either hemp paper or normal paper. So I'll use normal paper for this example. You're going to want to put 2 like that and 3 like that in the middle. I know I said I wasn't going to show you the crafting recipes, but I'll show you these basic ones. And you will then have a cigarette. So what you want to do is get a flint and steel in your inventory, which I have here, and then just highlight the cigarette and hold down right click, and after a few seconds you will smoke it. Smoke will come out and you will gain a brief strength buff. So similarly, if you want to make a cigar, you put paper in the same place, but then you fill up all the rest of the grid with ground tobacco, and the result will be a cigar, which works in exactly the same way as a cigarette. You will hold down right click to smoke it, and then you will have damage resistance, I believe it is, and strength enhancement. And the final way, of course, of smoking tobacco is with a pipe. You can make a pipe out of wood, stone, iron, gold, or diamond, I think. And you literally just need to have the tobacco equipped. So you will then equip the pipe and hold down right click, and similarly you will smoke it once more. So I've now got the resistances and strength once more. So I'll just show you it from a third person view, because I've only just remembered how exactly you do a third person view. So that's what making a pipe looks like from the third person view. So those are the 3 ways that you can smoke tobacco, and those are the 2 buffs you get: strength and damage resistance, I believe it is. So I'm now going to move on to toke. So toke is the main part of the mod, so there's more ways it can be utilised. As with tobacco, it can be smoked in a joint with either paper or hemp paper by right clicking in exactly the same way, and you get a joint which is pretty much identical to the cigarette, apart from obviously the effects produced are completely different as it uses weed instead of tobacco. So that's what it looks like when you smoke it. And for starters, your movement kind of gets a bit strange. Like you can flick the mouse and then just let go of it, and your aim will carry on moving without you. And you also get the munchies, which makes your hunger drain, and then your health starts to drain. So the high effect is the weird kind of screen tint you got at the beginning, and the mouse strange effectness. So that's how you smoke a joint. So you also smoke weed in a pipe in exactly the same way that you smoke tobacco. You just make sure you have some ground toke buds somewhere in your inventory and a flint and steel, and then you just equip the pipe and hold down right click, and once again you will puff away, and the result is you get quite high. So my hunger is now draining very quickly, and I've built up 4 minutes worth of high. Now if your high effect gets over 8 minutes, you apparently overdose. I've never done that before, so I don't know what it looks like, but I'm just going to quickly resurrect myself from that high. So those are two ways of doing it, the joint and the pipe. There's also a bong. So a bong you construct using various different pieces of glass, and eventually you get the bong here. You put it in the crafting table with some toke bud, and that packs it, turns it from a bong into a packed bong. They're two separate item classes, and when you've got a packed bong, you simply hold down right click, just like with all the others, and you'll smoke it. And the packed bong has 3 uses before it will become an empty bong, which with a bucket of water and a toke bud you can refill and reuse. So the final way of using it is a hookah. So to use toke with a hookah, you will first place it. I've got to try and remember to get this right. So I think the first time you click it, the first time you right click it, you fill it with toke, and then when you right click it with the flint and steel, you then light it, and then you puff on it. So there you go, yeah, you have to right click it twice, once to light it and once to inhale. So light and then inhale, yeah, that's how you do it. So I'm now quite high. Each method of using toke bud has a kind of different efficiency, so you get, the more efficient the method is, the less of the munchies you get. So I didn't get much munchies from using hookah because it's very efficient, but using I think it's joint or pipe gives you the most. No, it's joint that gives you the most munchies, and apparently the higher quality material that your pipe's made of, the less of the munchies it gives you. So there's lots of other little things. The roach, when you smoke a joint, you're meant to be left over with a roach, and when you're left over with a roach, you can then craft this roach into a, you can either put it in a bong and smoke it, I believe, or you can craft it into another joint. I'm not entirely sure how you do that, to be honest. Hemp you put in a furnace and turn it into dried hemp, and you can then craft it into paper. So all the crafting recipes are at the link in the description. Moving on to the last part of the mod, there is also food you can eat that gets you high. So there's a Toke brownie, which you eat like any food, and that will get you high. I can't obviously eat them at the moment because my hunger is full, but there is a Toke brownie, a Toke cookie, and there's also cookie dough, which I think you can eat without properly crafting, and eating them does get you high without having to actually smoke anything, so no flint and steel needed. So yeah, drying table to dry the plants when you first got it. So the first step is to, when you first get the tobacco or toke, whichever one you're using, either toke bud or tobacco, you put it in the drying table, and after a fairly short amount of time it will become dried. Toke bud you don't actually need to dry, I don't think. You can just grind it up and then smoke it straight away, but tobacco cannot be smoked until it's been dried, so you have to dry it and then grind it and then smoke it. So obviously it's mainly a mod for RPers, but of course the effects from smoking tobacco can be quite helpful in combat because of the increased strength and damage reduction that you get from them, so that's quite useful. The author of this mod, who I've credited in the description because obviously it's not my mod, he is working on a big update which will be out soon, which is promising to improve the mod massively and also change its name, so that'll be good. So now, as you can see, I've got my dried toke bud, so if I drop everything else that I could possibly grind, and then I select the grinder, hold down right click, and now the grinded toke bud is, the dried toke bud is gone and been replaced with ground toke bud. So that pretty much concludes the mod really. So like I said, the link to the mod, the link to the crafting recipes from the mod, and details about the author are all in the description. If you have any questions about the mod or any other mods you want me to do, then drop a comment, and don't forget to like, subscribe, etc. if you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.